So, hi, Sarah.
Hello.
Hi, Sarah.
So, Laura and I are excited to have you on for your mini Feng Shui consultation.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, so I thought this would be really helpful for you since you're going through a lot of transitions right now. And so let's start with I'm going to go over the wishes you sent me and ask you some more questions about that, and then we'll walk through your floor plan and give you some suggestions for it. Okay, so you're very kind and you started with your partner's wishes. So you started with that Robert wishes for a nice yoga room because you guys are both yoga teachers. They both teach Kundalini yoga, and a music recording space. So he's also a musician. Okay. And the third for Sarah to be happy, which is good answer. Good wish. And then your wishes are a dedicated space for your own to study, write, draw, pull cards. So it sounds like a dedicated space for your creativity. So you're expecting, and by the time this airs, you'll be in your second trimester.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to accommodate space for the baby and have a place for the baby. And then also lots of plants and pretty things. Okay. So, and the fun thing is that you and I have the same birthday. Yeah. So, and I met Sarah because Sarah's one of my yoga teachers. So, okay, let me ask you a little bit more about Robert. So, it just sounds like basically he would like to have this be a space that supports him. Is he working out of the apartment most of the time?
Yeah, he's working from home right now, mainly in the living room. So he's kind of just sets up a desk in front of the couch in the living room, and that's where he does most of his work. And then if you look on the floor plan where it says dining room, he's made the one half of the dining room is a space with his guitars and keyboard, and then the back side of the dining room is where we have actually our dining room table. So he wanted a space for music, and then he's working out of the living room. Some days that back bedroom off of the big bedroom, I've set up a desk in here and a table, and so sometimes he comes back into here and is working, but he's on conference calls the majority of the day. So he was saying like, oh, maybe we could make the back bedroom an office for both of us, but it's not really conducive if I'm studying or if I'm in a class and he's on a conference call all day, as most people probably have to deal with this at home right now too.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. And then, well, since we're doing a little mini, we're going to focus mostly on you. But that's his wish is that you're happy. So we're going to focus on you. So you want to work on, to me, I'm seeing that a dedicated space of your own is also kind of considering the fact that you're going to be a mother soon. And how do you, and also this is the first time you and Robert are officially living together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, so having your own space, especially when you both are working at home, but also you're welcoming a new person in your life that, you know, as a mother, you just get defaulted in what would you say, Laura, as a mother?
Well, I guess it depends on the situation, but you know, your life will definitely shift. Let's put it that way. Your focus, especially for the first, 4 years, it's like all baby, toddler. So the whole thing will, get a little bit turned upside down and baby sort of takes over. But that's what happens. So yeah, it's just finding that balance again, right? Figuring out the new balance.
With that's a big transition. So the transitions are like you moved into this new space, you're moving in with Robert and you're welcoming a baby. So, and also that leads to like because of COVID, you were telling me that your career has shifted a lot. Because so Sarah used to work one-on-one with people a lot, and now that's not as it's not really happening, right?
Right. Yeah, people are still kind of wary to go to the gyms, and a lot more from home video coaching.
Okay. And then so that's what I really think like those first two wishes are. It's really, because it's not just about, it's about really having your own place and finding your own place, but also making a place for the baby. And then lots of plants and pretty things. To me, that really translates to, plants represent growth in Feng Shui. So growth, expansion, and that's what you're going through now, these transitions. But like a baby, the plants grow, you know, you've planted a seed and the seed is growing now. Just like a plant, you can't force the seed to grow faster, and you need to take a lot of care and kindness with this new living being within you. And then I think the pretty things is about continuing to have beauty around you, and also things that support you, right? And having some joy in that. Okay, so Laura, do you have any other questions for Sarah?
No. Well, where are you teaching? So where do you have a yoga space now, or where do you teach when you do online teaching?
Yeah, so if you look at the floor plan, the room, Robert moved in about 2 months before me, and he kind of set up things elementary. And right now, the yoga room is where it says study.
Okay. Okay. So, and you want to continue to have a dedicated space for that, right? For practicing, and also for now, if you're going to be teaching online, right?
Yeah, that's one of Robert's main focuses as well. I don't know if it's going to work out practically, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're sleeping in this bedroom in the back. So we're going to move on to the floor plan now. Okay, so you're sleeping in this bedroom. And right now, this back bedroom is your office, but also will be the future baby's room.
Maybe. I think we're gonna do co-sleeping for the first little bit. So I think the baby will just kind of be in the bedroom with us, but if needed a dedicated space, probably also, yeah, put a crib in the back bedroom.
Okay, let's not think too far ahead. So let's just say that's your office. The bedroom you both sleep in, and then this is the yoga room that you guys share. And then you said Robert's office is in the office areas in the living room. And then this, you said part of this is music and dining.
Yeah.
Okay. And then am I correct that this is the door you'll use down here when you come in?
Where's that?
Sorry, the door that's off the hallway that goes into the kitchen first. That's the door you use for your front door?
That's right.
Okay. And then just some clarification. So I'm assuming this is probably like a 1 or 2 family house that they made into apartments. And are you on the top floor? What floor are you on?
Oh, we're on the top floor.
Top floor. Okay. So there's no one above you, but there's people below you. And then this one goes up to the roof.
No, that's actually, it's another way of looking at that same staircase. To the front of the staircase, that's over here off the living room. That's where you enter. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you can see, you go in to the kitchen there, and then the back of the staircase, there's a door that goes into the back bedroom / office.
Okay. Actually, okay, got it. So you come up the stairs, and there's how many people? You're on the 3rd floor or the 4th floor?
3rd floor.
Okay, so you're on the 3rd floor. And then there's no one above you. You're the top floor.
Yeah.
All right. And then you come up the stairs, and then so that's good, because that means these 2 extra doors are a little bit more isolated because they're not having people walk by them a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So in a sense, like this hallway space is almost like you can use it.
Yeah, right now we have some rugs out there so that we can kind of go back and forth without it getting dirty. It feels like an extension of the home. And we have like some shoe cubbies and a bench to sit on out there.
Okay, are these doors permanently locked or do you use them?
We use them.
Oh, okay.
What doors?
The extra door in the bedroom and the extra door in the office?
Yeah, we use them.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, okay. How should we start, Laura?
Well,
Well, we wanted to give a little preface. Okay.
Yeah.
So just for the listeners, this is like a mini consultation. And like, if you guys are Feng Shui practitioners, you know, this is a very loaded plan. And since we're doing a small consultation here with Sarah Mini, we already told her, like, we recommend she does like a full consultation, but we're just going to go over the top line stuff that's easy to explain over in this format. But, and for those of you who may have some knowledge about Feng Shui, we're certainly not going to go over everything, and we're just giving that little disclaimer. Okay, Laura, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say maybe one thing you could do though is we can almost treat this as, as soon as she steps up at the top of the stairs, that's kind of, that's her apartment basically. Just because the whole thing is, it's a common area, but I mean, they're using it, right?
I know, but okay. So Sarah, when you come up from the ground floor, which is the first door you encounter? The door off the kitchen or the door off the bedrooms?
The door off the kitchen.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay. So that's the front door. Okay.
This is the front door. So, okay. So the first thing that we noticed is that, so you see that this is how the bagua is laid on your house, because your front door is actually, because of the where your front door is. So what that means is that you are sleeping, you and Robert are sleeping outside of the bagua. And also you're working outside of the bagua.
Interesting.
And how that can be problematic is that, I'm going to turn this off so we can see clearly now. Oops. So how that can be problematic and what you can do. So it just tells us that, especially since you're in this transition period where you're moving in with your boyfriend for the first time, you guys are, you've been together a while, but it does mean that it can be challenging on the partnership to have the bedroom outside the bagua.
Okay.
Laura, how do you always have a nice way of saying it. What do you say when the bedroom's outside the bagua?
It just means that one of the partners may be outside of the home, not in the home, and they may not be physically present or mentally present or emotionally present. So it doesn't mean that they actually have to physically be gone. It could just mean that, they're distracted or that they're being pulled away by something. But there's the one of the two partners is away, and put that in brackets.
Yeah. So we don't want that. So, and I know it's not a question you asked, but I think it's something really important that we should address. So what you could do is, set up a mirror so that you're energetically bringing the bedroom back into the bagua. So let's see. Where's your bed set up? Is it on this, like that? I don't know how else you could set it up.
Yeah, that's where I put it.
Okay. Oh, so they can set up a mirror here, right? Reflecting the bed.
Where are you pointing? Inside the bagua?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's telling us it's just inside. They could put it anywhere on the other side. They could put it behind the bathroom door. They could put it.
I like it here.
Where are you pointing to?
Okay, so
where'd it go? Bedroom. Okay.
Laura likes to conceal the mirror. I don't mind it being in the bedroom. What's up? Were you gonna say something?
No, I was going to say you got to pull it all the way into the bagua though.
Oh, but doesn't the image pull it back?
Well, I like to pull it. I like to pick a wall that's in the bagua.
All right.
And then it doesn't matter if it goes through walls. Like it just imagine that the reflection goes through multiple walls. And then I would put it like on the dining room wall or behind the
All right.
bathroom or
So
I don't know
Laura,
what
but
this
the
little
problem
cubby, I
is
guess
that
that's
it's not really reflecting the bedroom. Okay, so
it would be if you lined it up. Yeah, exactly.
maybe she needs two.
She can, that doesn't matter. Yeah, she can have two because she's.
Let's do this since Laura, I asked Laura's advice. So we need to let's do what Laura suggests. Put a mirror here. And in the dining room, so it's going to reflect the bedroom into the bagua.
Oh, interesting.
It's okay that you're outside of the bagua because your part of your work is to be out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let's go over some of your, so were there some, that's like the major thing. Okay. The other thing is like, you have these two doors that are secondary doors that can, even though it's a little bit safer because you're the only one really with only using them. However, it's a little bit, it's like having, it's a little bit unstable because because anyone from the other floors can access them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it just means that it's a little bit, it's maybe unsafe. So you can just set up on each of these doors maybe set up some kind of like wind chime or bell so that when those doors open, you hear it.
Both the doors leading to the hallway.
Yes, both the doors leading to the hallway.
Okay.
Because it's just a little bit more dangerous.
Maybe we can set up like a nightly routine of doing that. Because one of the things is like we use the breezeway to kind of get around each other. Like whenever Robert's in the music room, he might be recording. And so if I need to get to the kitchen and I don't want to walk past the camera or disturb him, I just go out through the hallway and breezeway. Or like this morning when I was teaching yoga and he was working in the back office and he wanted to get things in the kitchen, he's like going out through the it's just so crazy with all the Zoom calls. You're like just trying to avoid each other's cameras and sound currents. So the wind chimes sound like a good idea. Maybe like put them up every night, but maybe, I don't know, would that be weird to take them down during the day because people are moving around a lot?
Oh, I don't know, Laura. What do you think, Laura? Normally you keep it up all the time.
Yeah, you normally keep it up. I think really my concern is that you have a bedroom door that opens to an area that actually isn't even technically your space, right? It's like a common area. So that means that others energetically and actually literally can access your bedroom. So, you just have to give that some thought when you guys are absolutely awake and moving and stuff. But I think at night you need to do something to protect the door. And if it is taking the wind chime on and off, that could be a ritual that you do. That's fine. Kind of like locking the door.
Right.
I think you need to get behind that and see that as protecting your, not that we always have to be scared of things, but it is about protecting your energy and, making sure that you guys are sleeping comfortably and that you're not going to get disturbed because, when you're lying there, and the other thing, which Angie's going to bring up, I'm sure, is you guys aren't in command. So you're not only you can't even see the door that goes to an open common area. So there's a lot of vulnerability there that I think you need to figure out what makes you feel protected. And you could also just put something on over the door or, that kind of gives you additional protection if you want. But I think the wind chime is a good idea. And then if it's part of your nightly ritual, then I think that you're just going to have to work with that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's actually a nice idea because you could also maybe forget to accidentally lock a door. Whether that be when you go out of town or whatever it is, it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty, it leaves you being vulnerable. So yeah, the last thing we'll tell you, or one other thing we'll tell you, and then we'll go over any questions you have, is, yeah, your bed is out of command, but I see that there's really not another place for it. And that just means that you can't see the door from when you're laying in bed. So that puts you in another vulnerable position. So you can simply set up a mirror somewhere, like probably around here, actually anywhere. Set up a mirror so that when you're laying in bed, you can see the reflection of, oh boy, she has so many doors.
There's a lot.
So many doors also represent, like, you have a lot of doors and they're coming from the outside. So it means that there's a lot of conflicting voices, a lot of energy coming from things outside of you, actually, like maybe friends, family, teachers, I don't know, like a lot of people, a lot of different voices. And you actually have 3 doors to your bedroom and 2 doors to your office. So it can just mean a lot. It can mean conflicts and conflicting voices and not having clarity. And it also puts you in a little.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Angie. I just realized.
Yeah.
Part of this floor plan is incorrect.
Okay.
There is not the door there. There's only 2 doors in the bedroom. There's the door between the office and the bedroom, and there's a door between the yoga study and the bedroom. But that little corner one, that does not exist.
So this one, so this is.
Yeah.
So
only okay, that changes things.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
That's better.
But this door you told me to draw in, right? This is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they put the door in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when things are incorrectly conveyed, it can still mean that the sentiment or the feeling is there.
Agreed.
Yeah. So even though, so what Laura said about having people energy literally and energetically coming into your relationship, that actually may not be what's happening, but that's how it's feeling.
Got it.
Because that's what was conveyed in the information that we received. So that's something to pay attention to, because we spent a lot of time on that. So, but you still have to set up a mirror so that you can see this door.
Where is that? I'm not seeing the little pointer.
So the door to the office from the bedroom.
Okay.
So because basically when you're laying in bed, you can see the door to the left that goes to the yoga room, but you can't see the door to your office, right?
Well, actually, we do have a big mirror right there. So we're already one step ahead.
Okay, good. And then for your office, I think that it's still good to have the bell on the door of the office.
Okay.
That's interesting though, because you guys really you have a lot of obstacles in your life. You're always like sneaking by each other to try to not bother each other. It's pretty inconvenient. Okay. So yeah, so you want to put your bed in command, and so since we only have a few minutes left, let's go over what you wanted to work on. And I know there's a bunch of other things we could tell you, but we're going to go over what you wanted to work on. So you initially called me, or you initially texted me because you were like, well, how do I set up the bagua on my little office, right?
Yeah.
And which door? So that's a question we get all the time, like which door? So I would ask you, what door, because it's interesting because it's an office space. What door do you use the most?
The one from the bedroom.
Okay, so then that's the door we would use to lay the bagua, because so the door out to the hallway is your secondary door, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you would lay the bagua. So that was one of your questions. And if we did that, here we can zoom in on it.
Such cool slides.
Hey.
Bagua all ready to go.
Yeah. Well, it's not quite ready yet. Doing it now for you. So yeah, and then we would turn it around so it's easy to read. So this is how you would lay the bagua on your office, okay?
Got it.
So you have a secondary door in helpful people and kind of in children. So that's actually good. It means that there's opportunities for a lot of people to help you and support you. And so you said you bought a little desk for your space, right? So do you want us to give you some suggestions on how you could set up that desk?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So ideally, well, what do you want in your career? Because I know it's a little bit up in the air now that you're having a baby.
It's not, I feel like it's the least up in the air because of that. I feel like it's the most up in the air because of kind of the state of things being in such flux right now. And, the gym I worked at closed. One of the yoga studios I worked at closed. We're just kind of trying to figure out how to be together physically as people. And I work physically with people. But what I am doing right now is I'm actually taking graduate courses at Oxford in sleep medicine, because I think it's an aspect of wellness that's really overlooked in our society, and how to bring awareness of sleep and cognitive behavioral therapy into the wellness space. And so it's kind of a big challenge because it's brand new. It's basically an entrepreneurial endeavor that I will have to create. I need to market myself to psychiatrists and primary care practitioners, to be a consultant for people to learn how to give themselves the habits to sleep. So I'm taking these courses right now, and then I'm going to be needing to market myself and enter into a new realm of healthcare. And obviously I want to incorporate the personal training, the exercise, and the yoga, mindfulness into how do we get more sleep and better sleep habits. So that's the next phase.
Okay. So it sounds like you're gaining knowledge to kind of transform your offerings to adapt.
Yeah.
So, and you have 2 doors, so there's not a lot of room for your desk. Did you have an idea of how you wanted to do your desk, or should we just give you some suggestions?
No, it doesn't matter. This room is pretty bare right now. I'm trying to figure out where, if I'm looking at this.
So here's your bed.
Wait, where's my bed?
I just drew it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So right now I actually have it in that little career section against that wall.
Okay, so right now you have it here. Okay, so I know these secondary bedrooms are quite small, right? Yeah, so it's a little bit, that's okay, but it's also hard because this door is coming at you. Is there any room to
but that's another thing that, I'm taking into account what you said, that the way that things are conveyed and versus what they actually are. But that's another thing that's wrong on the floor plan, is the direction where they put the doors. So both of the doors open away from the room. Neither of the doors come into the room. I don't know if that matters.
Well, yes and no. So is that better, what I just drew? Okay. So they'd open out. Okay. And then this one. Okay. So the way that you're positioned now, if we look at the main door, is that you're kind of positioned so that you're in like a administrative position where you're kind of taking care of everything, like batting, dealing with a lot of everyday things. But I don't know if there's room. Is there room to, I don't know. It's not easy. I don't know if you have much room to set it up. So you can't really put it further back, right? Because there's not enough room. Like the room is only, looks like it's only like 7 feet wide, deep, right?
Yeah, that's probably, if that, yeah.
Okay, so I think that we'll just have to leave it there, and then you need to put a crystal ball here.
A
A feng
crystal
shui crystal
ball.
ball halfway between. Well, Laura, what do you think? Is there any other position?
No, I don't. I mean, maybe, but I think you'll run out of room and you're probably, just being practical. If you've got it set up there and that's where your electrical is and everything, it just ends up being a pain to move it. But I mean, you could pull it back to where Angie said, and then, you
It's
have a
just gonna be
list,
in the
you
middle
have
of the room.
more view, but you'll be in the middle of the room and it might not work. So I think you have to correct it the way Angie, just correct the path of chi from the door to your desk. And I was going to suggest, because you're facing a wall, and I think you're going to write that in now, Angie, is put a mirror on that wall, a big mirror actually, that kind of, and it might be behind your desktop or laptop or whatever. That's fine. Two reasons. One, it'll expand your view so you don't hit a wall. So you expand and it gives you depth. And also it expands your career because that's the career area. And it's water. It represents kind of that movement of water and the depth of water. And that's also associated with career. So it's kind of like a triple thing, right? You get like all the benefits from that. So it might not be such a bad spot, but you have to correct that path from the door to your side of your desk so that you're just, just because you're in the path of chi, that's all. It's a bit, and it's close.
So here where I have the star, you would put a feng shui crystal ball, and it needs to be hanging from a red string, and the bottom of it needs to be basically like the top of the door. And so that protects you from the energy coming in from the outside. And then, and then definitely a big mirror behind your desk so you can see beyond, because basically you're limited. You can only see a few steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
You're blocked.
Yeah.
So by having a mirror, you can see beyond. You have more expansion. And then since you're working on making changes, and you talked about plants and having growth, you can also put 3 plants. Let's see what I'm thinking, Laura. I'm thinking like Gun, Lee, and Chen for some reason. No, but I don't know if she can. Oh, well, what do you think?
Yeah. I think I'd put them all in new beginnings. What do you think? Just do 3 there because she's starting over there's a lot of new beginnings happening.
Okay, so 3 plants in this window, but not on this side of the window, this side of the window.
So plants outside?
No.
Just in Gun or in Jun.
Plants in this quadrant.
Okay.
Or this, not quadrant, but
Okay.
Not on not in this area. In this area, the green area.
Okay.
So 3 new plants to represent new beginnings for growth. And it's like planting the seeds for growth, because you're doing these new studies, you're transforming and shifting your career, and it's going to take time.
Yeah.
But you want slow and steady growth. And let's see what else was on your list here. And I would just say, are you the one that's coming in and out using this room to get through, or does Robert also do that when you're on the calls?
I do it more often than he does. This morning I was teaching yoga and he remembered to do it. So he was doing a little bit this morning, but typically it's me.
Can you do the yoga classes in this office?
When I first started teaching, I was doing them all in this office because there was nothing else in here. So it had a little more space. Mm-hmm. What I found was a problem is because the room is so small and the camera, it's a little tech support thing. The camera zooms in on me. I couldn't ever get a full body in this shot. And since it's yoga and using the body, it's fine for this, what we're doing, but to teach, I needed to scan way back. So to be in a bigger room.
Okay.
I could teach meditations and stuff in here, but not so much.
Okay. I'm just thinking, as long as he knows, like I think it's nice for you to have your own little space.
Yeah, that's kind of like a thing we've gotten into about this room.
Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't use it so much, but there's like some construction going on off the back street. So the other day he couldn't even take any calls because there was just so much construction noise. So he came back in here to work.
And that's okay because that's not like all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any other questions about this room?
So that crystal ball goes hanging from a red string over the door between the bedroom and the office. Is that right?
It's halfway between your desk and the door from this hanging down from the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
So basically kind of where I drew it, like halfway between the door and the desk, and then hanging from the ceiling. So the bottom of the crystal ball is hanging about the height of the door.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Okay. What else for us?
What else? Yeah, like you said, it's probably better to go into a more depth one, but I'm just trying to think of things that might be applicable for other people too.
No, just think about what you want to know.
What I want to know.
Well, we did answer your question. You would use the door to the bedroom.
Yeah, that answered my question. Use the door from
For
the bedroom.
Yeah, Laura, do you have anything that you would add for Sarah?
No, I don't think so. In this office area, I think that's pretty good. Like you've got, you can you know, decorate however you want or put things in it however you want. But I think doing those three things, you've got, the crystal ball, the mirror, and then the plants. And, I think that'll be a good start for that. And putting yourself in command from the door that's coming off it in with the mirror is good. But now that we don't have that secondary door, it kind of fixes things. But I think you definitely need to protect on the outside of that office, because the fact that the door was drawn there and now it's not there, I don't know, it leads me to believe that you still have that vulnerability is still there. So make sure you put because it's, you're going to be working and stuff. So
Yeah.
put it on the outside of your office door that's outside that door there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess the last question is, would it make sense for Robert to put here's a really funny question. Can't figure out where to put his degree. He kept wanting to put it up in here, and it's like 3 times as big as my degree. So it felt like this like power thing. And I was like, no. So I'm like, where's a good place to put, certificates and recognition and stuff like that?
Okay, this is his. Okay, so what if you guys said that this part of the dining room was his office / music room?
Yeah, I thought that could be nice. He kind of wanted some separation between music and work, but it is it's set up right now with the desk and everything. I don't know if there's a way to combine it.
Also what you could do is put the dining table in the living room and just make this his office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But okay, I think that's a fair thing to ask, to not put his degrees up in your office.
I thought so.
Okay. What are they? Are they related to the work that he does?
Yes.
Okay, so if he could, he should display them in where his office is. So if you guys want to, so basically having the desk in the office when you could have a separate area just kind of starts to dissolve that work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since you're going to have, you're having a family. So that might be nice to have have that separation. And then he can have he could even make half of the dining room music and half of the dining room his desk.
Mm-hmm.
So And the way that he could set it up is he could set up his all his degrees and things near his desk, and it could be right above his desk.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
Laura, what do you think?
Yeah, that works. He could also, in that dining room area, you could say that you could lay the bagua as if you're walking into from the living room, and then that basically where that door is, try to find fame, which I think would be, see where the bathroom door behind closes, like on that section. Yeah, exactly. He could put it somewhere in there. It's roughly fame, kind of, sort of, but that's where you would display awards and recognitions, if that works too. But if it's really big, like you said, it might not fit there.
So, I mean, it's only, you don't have that much wall space.
No, exactly. That's the only problem.
Yeah. So which side of the room is his music? This side, A,
Yeah.
or okay. Yeah. So what, that can stay his music stuff. And what if he had if he had his desk like this? Oops. And actually he could have them all here. I mean, he could have it all behind him to support him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or actually it could go here for completion. It could mean that he finished those things. But I feel like it's better behind him it supports him in his career.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a really good layout for him, actually. And then you can have your I would put your dining room, you could put your dining room table here. I don't know where your sofa is, but.
Yeah, it's like a big wraparound. It takes up like the whole room. It goes that whole wall and the other whole wall.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, ask him if he would like that.
Yeah, I'll talk to him about that. That's interesting.
Well, he probably wants to separate, maybe he wants to separate his music from his work.
He does, yeah.
But it is kind of separated because it's on the other side of the room and there's a whole walkway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so this would be this area. If he took up this office, this area would be the relationship area. So work-wise, it could be how he connects to other people. And if he wants it to be more of his fame, which is where you traditionally put it, you just have to put on that section of the wall. Okay. But if you made but you can also make a sub bagua area and just make that his office area and then have put his degrees there. But I think it should be near his desk because it has to do with his work. So it supports his work.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cool. So hopefully that was helpful and we answered your question. See, it wasn't that easy. I needed I need to go back and forth with you. So what do you think, Laura? Any last words for Sarah?
I don't think so. I think she's got a lot of manageable things to do and good things to do to sort of get the flow a little bit better. But yeah, I think it's good. I think we've covered a lot.
Any Feng Shui insights being a mother, since I'm not a mother?
Every mother does it differently. And it was a long time when I did it ago. It was like 15 years ago. But, it's the early baby stuff. Just enjoy it because, you're like, oh my God, they keep me up at night. But you know what? You can take them wherever they stick it. They, put them in a little baby Bjorn and you're off. So enjoy the little baby phase because it seems like a lot of work, but in hindsight, you're like, oh yeah, that was so easy. So enjoy it.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for sharing your home with the podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's really helpful. I'm going to go for a walk and think about that stuff. And I have the rest of the day free to maybe start moving some stuff around and incorporate.
Yeah, the most important thing is some kind of bell for your secondary door in your office. You want to make sure it's locked at night. You want to have a mirror for behind your desk so you could see further in your career. Yeah. Feng Shui crystal ball between you and your desk and the secondary door to protect you from anything. And then from the chi coming in, and then 3 plants in your new beginnings area to start, just to provide the momentum and the excitement and the spark of energy to start all these new ventures for you. And what's the other thing? Oh, the mirror in the dining room
Oh, yeah.
or somewhere to bring the bedroom back into the bagua.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys sell mirrors on your site yet, or do you have a favorite source?
Not for those kind of big mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but IKEA has some nice mirrors.
Okay.
Laura, you're
It
muted.
can be whatever whatever you like and whatever fits in the space. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, ladies. I appreciate
Bye.
it.
Okay, you can stay on. Do we have any secret things Sarah needs? I don't think so, right?
No, because that door isn't a dead door. I thought it was.
What I think it is
There was never a door there, right? There was never a door, and now there's
Recording?
a door, right?
Laura, stop recording.
Oh, well,